Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Saya ialah Muhammad Anas daripada kelas Senior 1 Ren yang merupakan sebuah kelas dari Sabah Chongqing Secondary School. Even though I mainly speak English, but I will try my best to speak in both Malay and English for this video. But before that, I want to thank my head of sejarah department. Saya ingin berterima kasih kepada guru sejarah saya yang juga merupakan ketua jabatan sejarah bagi sekolah Sabah Chongqing kerana memberikan saya peluang for giving me a chance to explain some subtopics that I chose. Memberikan peluang kepada saya untuk menerangkan beberapa subtopik yang saya telah pilih untuk terangkan dalam video ini. This video is probably going to be 2 parts. And before that, I would like to apologize. Saya ingin meminta maaf jika saya telah jika saya punya penjelasan tidak begitu jelas. If my explanation isn't that good, or if you aren't strong enough in English or BM and you're better in Chinese. But I really want to recommend you guys. Saya sangat menegaskan kamu semua to ask your friends. Tanya kawan awak. Just ask them. Don't be scared. Sejarah is very important in SPM. So please ask your friends if you don't understand. You can even ask me if you want. I'm sure most of you know my Instagram or my WhatsApp, so you can PM me there. Or you can also PM teacher. You can PM teacher. It's better for you guys to PM teacher than PM me or any other friends because usually the teachers know best. So now I'm going to start explaining 2 subtopics. So I chose 2 subtopics that I am more comfortable with. The 2 subtopics are bab 3.5 and 3.6. So you can see that they are both about Japan coming to our country. One is how they come and why they came, and which is Faktor, and the next one is Dasar, which means what did they do there? What did they do when they took over Tanah Melayu and Sabah and Sarawak? Because remember, we cannot say it's Malaysia because before that it was Tanah Melayu, which is Semenanjung in Singapore, and Sabah and Sarawak. We weren't united yet, so I cannot say Malaysia. I have to say Tanah Melayu and Sabah and Sarawak. I have to separate them both when I give the explanations. But 3.5 and 3.6 are basically about what Japan did when they took over our country. The first one we will talk about would be Faktor Kedatangan Jepun ke negara kita. So, a little introduction. So, Japan came to Tanah Melayu first before they went to Sabah and Sarawak. They took over on 8 December, and then went to Sabah and Sarawak on 16 December. So, and then there's 2 factors why. There's 2 main factors why. Terdapat 2 faktor kenapa. Iaitu eksploitasi sumber bahan mentah and kepentingan strategik ketenteraan. I will elaborate more on that later. Saya akan menjelaskan lebih nanti. Now, before that, we will look at what is after this. Jepun before that. Akibat sekatan ekonomi yang dikenakan oleh pihak bersekutu. Pihak bersekutu means allied forces because last time in World War II there were 2. One is Axis and one is allied. Allied is bersekutu, while Axis is let me just check here because I also forgot. Okay. Paksi, kuasa paksi. So terdapat 2 kuasa bersekutu dan kuasa paksi. Jepun merupakan sebuah daripada kuasa paksi. Japan is an Axis force. And during that time, I'm explaining this one by the way, the sekatan ekonomi. Why did the economy get cut off? Sekatan ekonomi means sanctions. If you don't know what sanctions is, you can Google it. It's basically something like you're not allowed to trade with other countries, or you have to pay a fine. Awak perlu membayar denda, or awak tidak boleh menjalankan kegiatan ekonomi dengan negara lain seperti negara barat. Japan can't trade with other countries because before World War II, Japan's army wanted to take over Asia. So they went to, I think, Korea first, and then it got even worse when they went to China. So when they went to China and then they defeated China, um, pihak pasukan bersekutu tidak puas hati dengan tindakan Jepun. They aren't happy with Japan, so they put sanctions. Mereka membuat sekatan ekonomi, meletakkan sekatan ekonomi. So because of this, Japan has not enough resources. Japan kekurangan makanan, kekurangan wang untuk ketenteraan, so on so forth. They do not have enough resources for their people to go on with their lives. So how do they take over? How do they solve this issue? They solve it by going to take over most of Asia. So this plan to take over Asia is called Lingkungan Kemakmuran Asia Timur Raya. As you can see, the red zones are what Japan has taken over, which includes China. I think it was Korea as well, and then there's Thailand, Malaysia. Thailand is actually working together with Japan, by the way. Thailand isn't taken over, but if you remember in the last chapter, Thailand was working together with Japan. After that, there was also Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on. So now the one below it. Jepun menggunakan propaganda seperti semangat Asia dan Asia untuk orang Asia dan menanamkan semangat anti penjajah Barat, menonjolkan imej Jepun sebagai pembela negara Asia. So the way they want to get the support of the people in our country is by convincing them that they are good people. Like, they want to look like the good guys. They want to say that, oh, British is the bad guy. British is very bad. We kick them out because as we are also from Asia and we will treat you better. And since we're Asians should only be governed by other Asians. Orang Asia hanya perlu ditadbir oleh orang Asia. So basically, Japan is saying that they're the good guys, and then they kick British out because they think that Asian people should be taken over by Asian people. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is because Japan wants to survive, wants to maintain its economy. It's not because they think they're the saviors of Asia. Bukan sebab mereka mau menyelamatkan Asia, tetapi mereka hanya ingin menyelamatkan negara sendiri. They only want to save themselves. They don't want to save Asia.